Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. All right, let's go ahead and get this party started. All right, so today we're going to be talking about live streaming. We're going to be talking about monetization. We're going to be talking about analytics. We're going to be talking about looking at the information that's provided to you from YouTube, how to interpret it, how to best understand your hours, look at that kind of stuff. So there's going to be a little nerddom involved. So there's going to be a little bit of geekiness that's going to be happening during this. If you are not a person that enjoys looking at information and understanding where your live streams are either happening in a good light or in a bad light, if you're not interested in looking at things like how to improve your information, if you're not looking at things like how you can invest more time wisely, if you're not looking how to grow your channel, then you don't need to be here. Okay, there's going to be a lot of information here, but if you're not really looking at monetization, if you're not really looking at growing your channel, if you are a viewer and you want information about this, you're more than welcome to stay tuned, but it's probably going to get a little bit boring for some of you. And I get that. There's a lot of information to be had, and I'm just going to state this up front, okay? Now, a lot of people that are watching this are going, oh my God, you're just doing absolutely opposite of what you're supposed to be doing, which is grabbing the hook and catching people in. But that's fine. But I don't want you guys wasting your time if you're not really interested in understanding the content here. There's a lot of information. There's a lot of confusion around this. I've seen videos on both sides adding to the confusion and the mix of things. So I wanted to clear up a little bit. So again, there will be a lot of analytics. There'll be a lot of discussion regarding that. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoy this. So let's go ahead and do our how do you do's this morning. 75 and pennies, baby. Thank you for coming in. It's good to see you. Mark Lewis, obviously the one and only me, is in the house. Thank you. Steve looking for silver. It's good to see you here, brother. Appreciate you being here. Jackalope Herbmaster, always an honor to have you in the stream. This Logic is in the stream. Jeff Davis is in the stream. EMR is in the stream, and so is Steve Lapointe. So thank you very much for coming in. Again, I do want to offer an apology to me yesterday. Hey, what's up, DTS? He threw that first super chat in yesterday, and I wasn't aware that you needed to track something by viewer activity. So I saw the $5 one come in from ATS, but I didn't see the other one come in. And so anyway, me, thank you for that. He was the first person to throw in a super chat. So thank you very much for that. Again, this is brand new to me in that regard. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, we got Ken Stout live. Thank you for coming in. Outstanding. Yeah, if you were in Silver Seekers yesterday, again, you're going to see a video from Silver Seeker about this topic here in just a few moments. I'll be sharing that information. He's going to kind of help me sum up some stuff. He couldn't be here today. He doesn't work on Sundays. When I put all this together, I didn't realize, but did have a conversation with Silver Seeker. He did call me out in his live stream yesterday. Said, hey, if you're interested in this, go check out this channel. There is a video segment I will be playing where he gives you information, actually gives you some discussions regarding pitfalls. So that'll come here in a little while. I have a bunch of stuff to go over before we get to that. But I want to say a huge thank you to Silver Seeker for partnering with me in this discussion. It was absolutely awesome. Tuli's in the house. Hey, Tuli, it's good to see you. Thank you for being here. See, Mark Lewis, Tuli, Jack, Miss Canadian Scrapper. How are you doing? It's always good to have our Northern brothers and sisters in the stream. So thank you very much for being here. I greatly appreciate you. And he said that frosty dude. Yeah, well, Seeker's cool, man. And I told him what I was doing, and he was like, you know, I don't work on Sundays. And I was like, well, I do now. He's like, Sundays is my one day off, brother. I don't do it, but I will hook you up. I will send you out some stuff, because you're absolutely right. It's a discussion that needs to happen, and there's some pitfalls that people need to be aware of. So I was very pleased that he did that. That was cool. All right, so there's 14 amazing people in here. Again, smash that like if you would. It's free. I don't really ask anything of the people. I will say before we begin, I just got my 3,000 hours, so I just got the super chats, the 6 super stickers, the memberships. I am working on a membership package, but I really want to make sure I do it correctly. I want to make sure that I give people in each tier something of value. I don't want to just have memberships and then, you know, on occasion kind of do whatever. I want to make sure I put this together in a manner that really benefits the people who are supporting the channel. Everything that comes in will go to me providing more information for you, whether it be getting gray sheets, whether it comes from getting cherry pickers guides, whether it comes from me getting books regarding specifics so that I can talk about varieties and things of that nature, whether it's information on or me getting like new computers or better microphones or whatever it might be. Everything that comes from you is going back into the channel. Okay, so I want to make sure that I do my due diligence and make sure that you get the information that you need. And I'll be sharing as I purchase stuff and do stuff like that. I'll be sharing that. So it's going to be an open book for everybody, because I want people to understand that the intent for my channel is information, the dissemination of information, good quality information, debunk a bunch of the BS that's out there. Because, you know, we all work hard enough. We don't, it's too hard to sort through a lot of the crap that's out here. So I want to make sure that we do that. So anyway, thank you very much for that. So let's go ahead and dig into this. So the question that's been bouncing around, and again, I'm not trying to discount anybody. I'm not trying to belabor anybody's discussions, or if you've done content about this, you've done videos, you talked about this in live streams. My intent is not to rebuke or rebuke you. It's basically to make sure that people have all the information they need regarding live streams. So the question is, do live streams count towards monetization? And we're going to get to the bottom line answer in a little bit. But there are some things that you need to understand. So first off, what does YouTube say about it? So YouTube talks about some things that you have to do. Now, there are some things for those that you do that live streams. There are some basic fundamentals that you have to make sure that are put into place. Number one, it has to be public. If you do not have a public stream, now people are like, well, duh, but you'll be surprised how many people get caught on this, okay? Because when you're looking at information and you're looking at setting stuff up, it's really easy to not pay attention to the settings because you just get into the habit of clicking it. And if you haven't set it up right at the very, very beginning, you may inadvertently be doing something that's preventing you from getting credit for your live streams. And we're going to talk about some of those items. I'm going to actually open up Mark Lewis. I've never tried to live stream, so I'm very interested. This is targeted more towards the new streamer. This is, again, if you have 2,500 hours and you're trying to get those hours and you're putting out content and you want to try to do live streaming and stuff like that, I want to make sure you just get good, solid info. So that's the whole purpose for this. Now, by no means am I the live streaming expert. I am not somebody who understands the full scope of the algorithm for YouTube. I do what I can to understand that information. I do my best to research it and then give you the best information that I can. But the disclaimer, that bottom line up front that I talked about, and that is, you know, there may be better information out there, but I'm going to give you the best information that I can. So hopefully it's beneficial to you and you find that out. But anyway, rule number one is make sure that the live stream is public. Okay, that's going to be your most important information, because if your live stream isn't public, and I got to adjust my glasses so that I don't get the glare. If your live stream is public, then obviously people can see it. If it's private or it's set to unlisted and only certain people with the links can actually view it, and people are like, well, if it's not public, how do you get watch time? You can get watch time that a stream is set to unlisted. Okay, because you can send that link to certain people and they can actually watch it. So you can actually get watch time, but the watch hours don't count towards your monetization unless it's public. It needs to be public. The second thing is, and this is something that is done either by accident or something that is done on purpose. Now, we talked about Silver Seeker. Silver Seeker is going to be, he created a video. I'm going to be showing a portion of that here in the stream, specifically for this stream, to benefit my audience. But one of the things that you need to think about when you're setting this up is, what is your audience? Setting things up for just for kids, or setting things up by age, right? Is it age appropriate? If you have certain items that you set up and you don't really pay attention to that, you can hurt yourself, because those hours won't necessarily count depending upon that view. You may be limiting your audience. You may not get the hours for that particular item. The other thing that's really important when you're doing your live stream, and I'm going to share my screen real quick. Now, I want to be very clear. I'm going to show you something, but this is something, I'm going to show you something you should never, ever, 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 ever share with anybody publicly. Okay. So I've already got the stream set up. So when I show you certain items, you don't need a sponsor for monetization. No, you don't need a sponsor for monetization. But if you set stuff up like, if you're talking about AdSense, if you're talking about revenue from ad cycles and your 4,000 hours, all that stuff happens when you get in there. You go in and you select the variables. I'm only at the 3,000 hour mark. I haven't reached full monetization yet, so I can't show you those screens, but I can talk about them. If we want to get kind of more in the weeds of that, we can continue that. We'll talk about what happens. How do you set up for advertising? How do you get paid? What kind of advertising rates? I'll talk a little bit about that in today's stream. Not a lot. This is more about how to properly set yourself up to make sure that you're getting credit for your watch hours. Okay. Because there are things that you can do that will prevent you from getting those watch time hours. Okay. All right. So yeah. And again, there's other commands in there. If you want to list your channel, the exclamation point find me is a really good one. If it doesn't work, just go ahead and do it again. It's not cap lock. It's not cap sensitive. So it should come up. If it doesn't, just re-enter it. It should come up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my stream, my screen real quick. And I'm going to show you. All right, I'm going to show you this. So let me go ahead and make this large. Okay, so this is a stream that I did this morning, somewhere around, oops, that's the wrong one. Sorry, this one. Okay, this is a stream that I did this morning. It was 3.5 minutes long. I wasn't really anticipating anybody being in the stream. I was hoping I'd get 1 or 2 people just to pop in and then pop back out. But I needed this particular screen to be able to show you. Now, a lot of people will look at, and I'm going to go over here to my analytics. Okay, so see this right here. Okay, if you were on a computer and you have the capability, screen capture this and circle this and say never, ever, ever show anybody this information live or on a video. Okay. The information in here actually ties to your stream. It gives your code, it gives your server, it gives the actual stream name. Never, ever, ever share your stream settings um, publicly. Just don't do it. People can hijack your stream and stuff like that. So you never, ever, ever want to show anybody this information. Okay, that's like a massive security thing. Don't ever, ever, ever do that. But when we're looking at this particular stream, okay, now we're talking live right now. What we're seeing in this particular channel, you're going to see that there are 15 concurrent users with a chat rate of 4. I would love my chat rate to be higher than 4, but that's up to you guys. It's not up to me. So far, I have 27 views with an average view duration of 7 minutes and 14 seconds. Well, talking that we're only 15 minutes into it means that some people have already bounced out because either the topic doesn't interest them, or they listen to my warning ahead of time where we're going to be a little bit nerdy. And if you're not worried about live streaming and you're not worried about that, they probably have jumped out and bailed. But this is going to give me my current users. It's going to help me understand what my chat rate is. So you can see kind of where the chats are. Everybody's saying good morning. You can kind of see where that's at. And you can go ahead and see down the number of views and you can see kind of where we're at. And that's going to go up and down depending upon how the ebb and flow of this particular item is. Perplexed Mind, Kevin Rose, thank you for coming in. Appreciate you guys being here. If I've missed anybody, I'm sorry. I'm trying to do that. Hey, what's going on, Josh? Not sure what my email question is. Why I don't know what that means. Josh, I'll have to ask you about that later. I'm not quite following what that is. I'm going to get squirreled if I try to answer that, so I'm going to skip that and come back to it. I'm not sure exactly what that means. Hopefully, you're having a conversation with somebody else. But when you're looking at your stream settings, when you're looking at stream health, when you're looking at these kind of things, this is where you're going to be looking at it. Now, during your stream, you can watch things like you can watch your viewer activity. There's going to be things like super chats in here. You get a notice in all the lives. It might be your settings. So we'll talk about setting that up in just a minute. If you have your target audience set up as just for kids, or you have an age appropriate coordination, and I'll show you that, then you can have that. Yeah, exactly right. Perplexed Mind. Don't disturb the teacher. You can have those things set up, and we'll talk about that here in just a second. But when you're looking at this, you can look at your stream health. So you can see that my stream health is excellent. Everything is good. We have good information. Again, never, ever, ever show the information in stream settings. Okay, now when you're done with your stream, okay, yeah, no worries, Tuli, it's all good. I know you got church here in a little while. When you're all done with your stream, this window's going to pop up, okay, and this is very important, okay. This is affirmation of credit of watch hours, step 1. You need to have your analytics open during your live stream. You need to have this particular window open during your live stream. Now, the way you get to this is you go to your YouTube video. Now, again, I'm not going to click on it because the screen immediately opens up to stream settings, and I don't want to show that. So I'm not going to click on it when I do this. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to click on YouTube. I'm going to scroll on over to live streams. I should see my name pop up here somewhere. Maybe not. Oh, I won't get it here. I got to go here. So let's go to my channel. Let's go to live streams. Do they count? We're going to click here. You'll see that I got my presentation. It's already muted. I'm going to click here on analytics. Okay. And this is where I'm going to be, and you can see me on the screen. It's going to mirror effect this, but this is where you would click to get to this particular screen. So when, hey, William E, $5 super chat. Thank you for coming and doing that. You're trying to squirrel me. You got me squirreled. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for that. I really do appreciate you. So when you come here, it's going to open up into this stream. Now, it's important that you minimize this screen, keep it open. Don't close it. Don't close it at all. Keep it open. Because what's going to happen is as this goes through, it's going to be chalking up your analytics. Okay. And this is going to be something that happens. You're going to see the number of views. You're going to see your concurrent users. Like right now, we got 23 views. I've only got 18 likes, so somebody needs to smash that like button. We have a $5 chat revenue, which is awesome, William E. Thank you very much for doing that. I appreciate that. And so you're going to have your analytics here. Okay. Now it's important to have this open the entire live stream. Okay, because it's going to provide you your analytics. It's going to provide you your watch hours. If you don't open this screen during your live stream and you come in at the end and you try to look at your analytics, this is what's going to happen. Okay. So I'm going to go here. So you only get one chance to see this screen. Steve Lapointe with the $5 super chat. Dude, thank you so much for that. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you, Steve. Steve, you've been really good. I looked at this quarter again this morning that you sent me because it's a shiny beast, dude. So thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you, brother. So when you're here, okay, hey, Big Flip, what's going on, brother? Thank you for coming in. This guy's another strong supporter of my channel, and I greatly appreciate the love that Big Flip throws to Frostbyte coins and collectibles. So thank you so much, Big Flip. I appreciate you, brother. All right, so we're here in this screen. Now I'm going to give you a couple warnings. Now, if I hit dismiss, it just takes me into the analytics. Okay, that's what you're going to normally want to do. What I want you to avoid doing, okay, absolutely unequivocally avoid doing, is don't click on edit in studio. Clicking on edit in studio can actually cause you to have your watch hours not show up. Okay, because you're actually changing the algorithm. You're actually changing the way that YouTube views that particular item, and you could potentially lose those. Now, it's obviously not important. I got 41 seconds of watch time. I did this for this specific reason because I wanted to share this with you. So if I click edit in studio, it's going to bring me up and it's going to bring me into the area where I can edit this video. I can turn it off. I can edit my cars. I can do whatever. What this is going to affect is the post-production video or the PPV, and it's going to change that. But you should us what not to do. I think he's saying you should not show us what not to do. No, you absolutely need to see what not to do. You absolutely, right? Because if you're like, oh, well, what does this do? You could inadvertently cost yourself some hours. Okay, so I don't want people to do that. I want to show people. Now, people learn by making mistakes. There's nobody alive who has brilliant knowledge without having messed up a time or two. I want to give you some good quality information that's going to help alleviate that and prevent you guys from making some of the mistakes that I've made. Okay, so you can edit your information. You can trim and cut your video. You can blur out some information. This is really important if you happen to get a copyright strike because you have something like a label or something where you're promoting a channel and you have to do something. Or you have a no-name brand of something and you're flashing it. There's a restriction against that particular item. Then you have the opportunity to blur it. You have the opportunity to add, change, remove, or voice over your audio. So you have all this information that you can do. But if you continue to edit, you're actually editing the information from your live stream and you can cost yourself those watch hours. Now, I have made this mistake a couple of times and I'm going to show you in my analytics where that happened. Okay, so I'm going to actually be showing you some of my analytics. I'm going to walk you through what those analytics actually look like. And if you're on your phone, it's going to be really hard for you to kind of screen capture and follow along. If you have an old live stream, I'm going to show you how to get into your analytics. You can follow along with me if you're on a computer so that you can actually see keystroke for keystroke, click for click, how to get into some of these items. Okay. So it's very important you guys understand this. So I'm going to show you how to get into your analytics. I'm going to show you the best way to do this. So what you're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click out of this. This doesn't really matter to me. So I'm going to click out of my content and I'm going to go back just to my regular channel content. So this is all my channel content. This is all the information that I want to view. And all I have to do is come over here. This is under my YouTube studio. Okay. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click on analytics. Okay. Now here is where a lot of people screw up with the thought process between live streamings not counting for their analytics, because when they see this, they look at this within 48 hours or 72 hours, and YouTube does not publish your live stream results for between 42 and 78 hours. It's listed on their algorithm. They're very clear about it. They do not allow you to do that. Who was that? I'm on. How about? Yeah, there are certain things you can't. There are certain things you just don't want to do, Josh. There are certain things you absolutely do not want to add. Ken Stout Live. I'm on 0 of 3 trying to get my channel listed. Let's have. Hey, Spray Can. Good to see you in the stream. Appreciate you being here. Hey, Kellen. What's going on? What's going on, Nick Molnar? Good to see you in here. I apologize for not saying hi to you a little bit as you guys come in, but I'm trying to kind of navigate a couple screens. All right, so I'm here. So you look at my watch time hours at 621 hours. I have 23,000 views in the last 28 days. I want to click on my watch hours, and you're going to see that my watch hours jumped up. So Saturday, September 23rd, I have 51.7 watch hours. Now, it doesn't tell me whether or not those are from live streams, or it doesn't tell me whether or not those are from videos. So I've got to go figure this out. I need to go look at some math. I need to be able to look at a couple items and figure out whether or not this information is coming from my live stream, or whether this is information coming from the premiere train that we had yesterday. So we need to identify where these numbers are coming from. So let's go ahead and do that. So the way that you do that is you're going to come down here to the bottom and you're going to click on see more. Okay, not see more as in hello, see more. This is see more. Okay, so we're going to come over here, and if you look at, and this is showing my top content and different things. We're going to get into this a little bit because that's very telling. But we're going to come over here. We're going to click on this particular item right here, and you're going to see that my watch hours to grade or not to grade, that is the question, accounted for 40.39 hours. Now I want you to look at this. My total number of hours yesterday was 51. So my video only accounted for 40 hours. Where are those other 11 hours? They're not here. See more butts. Yeah, exactly, Paula Bloom. How are you? Good to see you in the stream. I appreciate you being here. Okay, so when you look at the analytics, now if you look at just the analytics at this standpoint, and this is where people get it wrong, okay? And again, I'm not trying to bash anybody for their thoughts or they look at the analytics and they're like, here's the proof is in the pudding. But the proof is in the pudding only if you understand what you're looking at. Proof is in the pudding only if you understand that there are gaps in the data because you don't understand where you need to have things looking at. Remember the screen that I told you have to keep open when your live stream ends? That stream is very important because that's going to account for your total live stream hours. Your live stream hours will not show up for 48 to 72 hours. So if you look at this the next day, obviously your live stream hours are not going to be there. And that's where people make the mistake of saying live stream hours do not count for monetization, because live stream hours absolutely count towards monetization. But there are things that you can do. There are things that you can set up for that will screw that up. Okay, so how do I know that this is a live stream situation? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here And I'm going to look at, I'm going to choose one of these videos. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at, I want to see my hours, my watch time hours. So I'm going to click on watch time hours. My secondary metric is going to be the, let's see, what else do we have? So you can click on more metrics and you can see a whole slew of stuff comes up. You can look at shopping, you can look at end streams, you can look at your premium YouTube views versus the non-YouTube views. Now, this is important if you have premium members that are looking at your information, because premium members usually are, they're more ingrained into some of the information than some of the other ones. So if you want to look at that kind of stuff, you can do so. But if you want to do like your average view duration, then you can go ahead and click here. So this will be your total watch hours by your average view duration. And you'll see that when you're looking there, you'll see that my total watch hours were 51.75 with an average view duration of 8 minutes. Now, when we're talking about the 40 total hours of watch time that I got from the video from the Premiere Train, that video was 12 minutes long. Now, not everybody watched that video all the way through, but this also takes into account the live stream that I did yesterday. Even though those hours is an 11-hour difference, because I only had 11 hours in the live stream. No, that's not true. But those watch time hours from the live stream yesterday do not take into account because they don't show up here. So what I need to do in order to provide you some really good information, in order for you to see where this actually impacts, I need to go back farther than 28 days. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to click on the last 365 days. And you're going to see that this number jumps up and you're going to see some massive influxes of watch time hours versus average view duration. Now, this one in particular, I want to bring up because this particular one was my video on the Henning nickel. Okay, this is my #1 video of all time. It happened shortly after I started. If you look at my start was November 11th of 2022. This is when I started in YouTube. Now, I had my channel open for a long time, but did zero with it. Okay, you can see I had little bits of whatever, and then boom, my Henning nickel video came up. And it shot up. It got huge. It got big. Well, when we look at my total watch time hours for this particular one, this doesn't give me a total watch time hours for the entire video. Okay, this is upon the release. And the reason is because that video is spread all the way through here. So you can see the Henning nickel. So when we click on the Henning nickel, we look at the specific graphics within the Henning nickel. You can see that the numbers don't even come close to what was being displayed in the graph. And that's because it was taking other things into account. Okay. This is where people screw up on analytics. They see one screen, they don't fully understand it, but they make a decision based off of it. And this hurts people. Okay, you want to see how a certain video or a certain live stream performed. You have to go to that particular item and then look at it in a metric along with some of the others. So when we come over here and we click on this top here, you're going to see that my watch hours for this particular one at kickoff was 46 hours. Now, the other one said that it was only, what, 27 or something like that? So again, you can see that the information here is totally different. But if I go down to the bottom, and I click here, you can see that this particular video yielded me 519 watch hours. Huge. Huge. You're talking 1/6 of my total watch hours came from one video. That's huge. But I want you to look at it from this standpoint. If people only look at the algorithm, if people only look at the analytics from this lens, you can absolutely understand why they have the misconception that live streams don't count. I'm going to give you another example. I'm going to come down here. So I'm going to go ahead and click out of this one. So I'm going to go ahead and go backwards one notch. And I'm going to come down here to go ahead and click back on this and just shuffle this up a little bit. Oops. There we go. So I'm going to scroll down here and I'm going to find one. Let's do, where is the, try to find the one from Ida's stream. Just to the best morning show. Okay, here's a good one. This is a great example of one that shows my live watch hours and gives me an idea of how many views I actually got. Now, this one made me laugh because somebody got mad at me in the stream and they unsubscribed. It makes me laugh. People are petty. But when you're looking at this, okay, when you look at this particular item, you can see that I had 95 total hours, but my total watch time is 98.3. Well, where did that, is that telling me that I only had 3 hours of watch time for the whole morning show that I did with Ida? No. In fact, because this has been over that 48 or 72 hour time frame, my actual watch hours are the 95.8. Now, what happens is when you come down here, there were a few people that watched some of the stream after the fact. These are my video watch hours. So this is my live stream. This is actually when it comes to the PPV, which is that post-production video. So after you do live stream, and that's another thing that is really important. So that's going to be key item number 2. Okay. A live stream only counts if you allow it to become a video once you're done. Okay. Now, some people choose to not save their live streams. So as soon as the live stream is over, they choose not to make it a video. And if you do that, you get no credit for watch hours. YouTube is very clear that you only get watch hours if you allow that post-production video to be created. Now, once that video is created, I'm going to give an example. We talked about Silver Seeker. Silver Seeker, I've got a little video clip from him that I'll be playing here in just a few minutes. I want to kind of go through everything before I kind of have him come in and kind of do some summation. But if you look at Silver Seeker, you actually go to Silver Seeker's site and you look at Silver Seeker's information, you will not see his live auctions at all on his page. Now, does that mean he's not getting credit for his live streams? No, it just means that he is turning off the video. So now he may not have the video go into post-production. He may not have the video doing that, or he may just list it as private immediately and you can't see it. But the thing is that if you don't have it turned into a video after your live stream, that should happen automatically, but you can turn that off. If you don't have it go into a video afterwards, you do not get credit for it. YouTube is very clear on that. Hey, Chris Clark, good to see you. I appreciate you being in here. Papa York, Shell Bean. Again, if you're coming in and I'm not doing this, Brown Sugar, thank you for being here. It's not that I'm ignoring you. I'm just trying to stay focused on my train of thought. So I apologize if I get a little bit squirrely. All right, so I'm going to show you one more, and this is something that's really important because I want people to understand something about the utilization of live streams and videos, which is your long form content. Now, remember, when you're talking about long form content, that excludes shorts. Okay. Shorts do not get included in your watch time hours. They are a different pool, and I'll explain that and I'll show that here in just a few moments. So I'm going to go ahead and click. I'm going to click on bar chart. Okay. And I'm going to show my information here, and you'll see my total watch time hours, and you'll be able to look at some of this. So we got the best of the best. Oops, we're bouncing around. We got the best of the best coin show here. It shows 98.35 hours. If you look down below, down to the analytics, you can see the information that's there, the total number of impressions that were done, the click-through rates. My click-through rates are horrible. I've got to figure out why that's so bad. So if you're looking at this and like, man, your channel sucks, I've got a lot of improvement to make, right? That's definitely clear. But if you look at some of these items, you'll see like this one right here, right? Can you make money melting sense? You know, beware. I had 5,000 views on this with a total watch time of 41.2 hours. Those 41.2 hours do not count towards my long stream content. So my normal discussion, stuff like that, you will not see up here. When you're looking at these particular videos, you will not see those items show up because this is long form content up here. Okay. Your YouTube shorts are in a totally different pool. Okay. What's going on, Snoopy? Good to see you in here. Hope you're doing well. Okay. It's really important that you understand that because a lot of people that in order for shorts to count towards your monetization, you need like 3 million views. Right? If you're talking about the 4,000 hour mark, you need like 10 million shorts views in order for that to count. But those watch hours do not count towards your normal watch hours. It's a totally different pool. Okay. So be clear on that one. This is only your long format content. Okay. So when you look at this and you look at this discussion, you're going to see live stream. This is my short, right? And I'll show you why it doesn't count when you actually look at your other one. To grade or not to grade. Okay. This is a video. Okay. Now, when you're looking at items, so let's go ahead and sort by content. And we're going to click on watch time hours. And we're going to sort by where did it go? Revenue source. Oh, no, that's not it. There it is. You're going to see during the day how many views you had for each one of those particular items for the day. Okay, and if you want to click on that particular item, right, you can click on these or open these up. Why is it not working? What am I not? I'm doing something wrong. Content, estimated watch hours. Where's my secondary one? It's not allowing me to sort. What metrics did I not include? Let's try the interactions. So this checks your. No, I don't know what I did. I'm missing one of my views. But what you should be able to do is you should be able to sort these by your top items. And I think it's because I'm in the bar chart. I think I need to be in the line chart and set my sort feature to. And it's not allowing me to sort. Subscribers gained, view, watch time out. There we go. I have to click on that first. Okay, so here we go. So now when I click here, now I can go to my bar chart. I knew I was skipping a step. It's still not showing up properly. So what should happen is you should be able to click on certain items. So if you want to look at to grade, not to grade, you want to look at, let's just find a couple of these the one I really want to get to is my 1,000 subscriber GA. It's not showing up on me. I'll have to go pull that up here in just a second. But anyway, you can choose the items that you come in here. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to do by live. I'm not sure why it's not showing up. There should be anyway, there's a feature in here, and I apologize for stumbling through this. Analytics are convoluted at best, right? Hey, Nina Smelling, good to see you in here. There's a lot to this. Okay, there's a lot of information that you have to try and figure out and identify. What I wanted to show you is that, man, I want to figure this out. What did I do wrong? Why am I only seeing part of my... Oh, that's why. It changed back to 365 days. Okay, there we go. Now this should... There we go. Now we should start seeing some of the things that I want to do. Because what I wanted to pull up was I wanted to pull up the bison counterfeit. I'm not seeing my GA. There's a Henning Nickel chit chat discussion. It's not showing me my my other item. I don't know why it's not showing me that. I may have something set up because my Henning Nickel, the impromptu. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So I need to choose. Oh, there we go. I need to choose these items. Okay. So here's what I wanted to show you. So this is, again, I apologize for that. I was missing something. So bear with me. You can't stage this ahead of time. You have to pull it up. So here's why I want to show you why live watch time hours absolutely do count towards your final hours. Okay. So this is my long form content. This is the Henning Nickel. This is the video that really kind of started my page. I got 131 subscribers from this particular video with 519 watch hours. But my impromptu 1K, this is when I reached 1,000 subscribers. This is when we went from Coin Cruise auction. They really pushed me to get those last 100 subs. They really kind of blew that. We hit that 1,000 mark and then immediately went into a live stream and did a giveaway. I had 366 hours from that. So if I actually go into the impromptu live case subs and I go into the analytics for those particular ones, this data is still processing. It's going to take a second for that to come across. 724 views, 367 watch hours. But when you look at the number of views after the fact, why are you going to be difficult? It's not processing my data for me. Let's try and see if we can get back into it again. No, it's still processing. It's not going to do it. So let me go back in the other way. So I'll show you again. We're back into this normal screen. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get into my, and again, sometimes from the analytics, you can't pull that information across, right? So we're going to come over here. We're going to go under content. We're going to click on live. And then I'm going to go ahead and go down to the impromptu, which is before this. Right here. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and click on the analytics. All right, so here's where we got this. Now, you saw just a few moments ago that the total watch time hours was 337 watch hours, right? You guys saw that just a second ago. Okay, so let me see when we get here. 367 watch hours for the impromptu GA, right? But when I come over here to the video analytics, I only see 12.5 hours of watch time. Because what you're seeing is you're only seeing the post-production video information here. Okay? And it's because you're only seeing the post-production information video here that people say, well, you're not getting your live watch hours, but you actually are. And again, you have to go back to your analytics and you have to look at these two screens side by side. So if I separate these, and I'm going to click this here so they come over, and I look at these side by side, now I'll be able to look at my total hours, and I'll be able to look at my post-production video side by side. Only by looking at it this way do you get a true, genuine picture of your total watch hours for that particular event. And you can see that the 367 hours, if you take the 12.5 hours out, you're looking at 355 watch hours. So that particular live stream yielded me 355 watch hours for that live stream. Okay, and this is how you determine the number of watch hours that you got. Now, I know I kind of stumbled through some of the analytics. Again, you guys, I've been doing this for a total of 8 months. I just got my first level of monetization. There is so much I still have to learn. But it's very important that you understand when you're looking at this, you can't just look at one screen. It doesn't give you the whole picture. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to bash YouTube for just a moment. It's not that they're doing things incorrectly. It's that they don't think in terms of the farm. Now, what I mean by that is if you've ever been to a farm and you've ever looked at grain feeds, they're in silos. The grain's in silos. That's where they store it. It's one silo here, one silo here, one silo here, one silo here. If you've ever been to the Coors area where they do the brewery, you'll see different silos for different things, different types of hops or different types of things that are there. Now, Brown Sugar says, I haven't done a video. Well, if you haven't done a live stream and you haven't done a video, then your watch hours are going to be 0. Doesn't matter how many shorts you have for your long form content, your hours will be 0. So if you want to get monetized and you actually want to start doing that, you need to put in some hours. Now, here comes one of the warnings, and you're going to hear Seeker talk about this. I'm going to play this video from Seeker here in just a second. So I apologize for dragging that out. If that's all you came to see was Seeker talk, that I'll be there in just a second. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. With your data, with your videos, with live stream, anything like that. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. It's the best thing you can do. And it doesn't matter what you're doing in life. Insurance, like, don't go to one company to have your auto, your house, your car, all your mortgage, your 401k, your investment portfolio. Never, ever, ever put everything into one specific basket. You want to diversify, right? Diversify is the normal thing of life. You want to make sure that that stuff is spread out. But you need to be able to know how to take all those things that are spread out and put them together, right? So when you're looking at the information here, you see the total number of watch hours for this particular one. Oh, I just realized, hold on. You guys are probably like, what the hell are you showing us? And I've got, that's going to probably make so much sense to you now. Oh, sorry about that. I was like looking at the screen going, oh, I'm missing something. Here we go. Now this makes probably a little bit more sense. I apologize. I missed that on my screen. So here you're going to see two things. Okay, here's your total watch hours of 367, and here's my total watch hours of 1200 or 12.5. This is my total number of watch hours. If I deduct the post-production video, and again, it tells me right here, the video got 78 views since it was published. Right? Those views, my average duration was probably just a couple minutes. People were looking to see who the winners were of trivia, or looking to see if there was a giveaway, who won the giveaway, or things of that nature. But when you deduct the 12.5 hours from here, you're going to see it's about 355 hours of live that counted towards my stream, right? That's counted towards my total watch hours. So having these two things together is going to help you determine what's your lifetime. If you only look at this and you only go into the analytics of this, obviously it doesn't look like your live stream hours count. But if you have them together, if you pull up both locations of your analytics and you pull that information, hey, Chris, take care of yourself. And I need to follow up with you about those two coins. I'm definitely interested in the 2000 coin. I need to do a little bit more research before I issue you a price. But check for my email here shortly, okay? Appreciate you, Chris. I really do. Thanks, brother. But again, you need to have all the information. Now, when you're looking at your new hours, right? So your brand new items. See, now you're going to be able to look at this side by side. I'm so sorry. I totally missed that this was here. So let's go ahead and choose. All right. Let's go ahead and choose one more thing. Now, I know there's probably some questions in chat, so I'll get to those in just a minute. So I'm not skipping past you. I'm going to have to go back through and look at them. I just want to make sure I'm maintaining my train of thought. And then I'll go back and I'll review the questions. Okay, so please bear with me. One thing that you can do is, if I haven't answered your question or mentioned it, because I'm trying to go through these things, if you want to re-ask it, tag me, but don't do it yet. Give me a couple minutes. Let me finish this and I'll show you. So again, we'll talk about that in just a few moments. Okay. Me and Jack, I'll be right with you. I just want to make sure that I'm going through this. Nina, I don't do, the only time I bite Coney is with gold. Yeah. Other than that, no, I don't mess with cryptocurrency. I believe that if you want to do portfolios and stuff like that, then that's fine, but I don't mess with it. But again, hold your questions for just a moment. I'll be right with you. Okay. What I want to do is I want to pull up one additional one. So I want to pull up, the best of the best, and I want to come over here and I want to pull up the best of the best here. And I'll show you. Where is, where's my best of the best go? Live. Where are you? You're in here somewhere. There it is. All right, so we're going to be looking at the analytics for this. Okay, so again, here's the important thing. This is why people screw up. Okay. I know you are, Paula. I'm sure there's a number of people that are too. So what I'm looking at on the left-hand side, okay, is my total number of watch hours across my platform. On the right-hand side of my screen, I'm looking at the total number of watch hours for a particular video. Now, this video that I'm looking at right now is the one where I hosted Ida's morning show and got 98.3 watch hours. Here, when I look at my post-production video, it shows that I only had 43 views at only 4.9 watch hours. So the mistake that many people make is looking at their analytics and saying my live stream didn't count, but it absolutely does. Okay, you just have to know how to look at the information. Now, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to actually have another like tech help type stream where I'm going to open up the platform for people to come in and actually ask a question, where we actually, are going to say, okay, let's look at your specific information. We'll help you out, and I'll help you out. If this is something that you want me to help you out with, email me, right? If you're absolutely confused, you don't get this, but you want to increase your watch hours and you want to really understand that, I don't mind helping you out on a case-by-case basis. But again, if this is something that interests you and you want to know more about it, basically what I wanted to show everybody, and I've taken an hour to do it. Well, basically what I wanted to show everybody is that watch time hours absolutely count towards your monetization. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to share with you something that was done, and I'm going to make this big. Okay, so I'm going to, hold on, let me make sure I can have it. I need to make sure that I have the audio turned on. So this is, that way you can hear it. Okay, so I'm going to play this for you really quick. Okay, I want you guys to kind of listen to what Seeker had to say, okay?
Hey everybody, it's Silver Seeker, and I first want to start off by saying I know why you're watching this channel. It's because Frostbyte is a great dude. I actually met him back at the Tulsa, Oklahoma coin show back in June, and he was just a really nice guy, very genuine, and I could tell he's just, dedicated to getting this channel off the ground and getting it started. He sent me an email and invited me to be part of this live stream. Unfortunately, I can't be there because I don't work on Sundays, but I am making this little video clip that he is welcome to share on the live stream if he would like to. Now, the video or the stream, he said, is about getting to 4,000 watch hours via YouTube live streams. That is actually something you can do. Yes, you can get a lot of your watch time hours through live streams because every viewer, every minute is adding to that watch time. So if you have 50 viewers, every single minute, that's adding 50 minutes to your watch time. So you can, you can very quickly add it up that way. That being said, keep this in mind. Just getting the 4,000 watch hours isn't really all that matters. It is important. And if you want to get your channel turned on for complete monetization, it definitely matters. But YouTube doesn't pay very well for YouTube streams. It's very little. It's nothing. Most of your ad revenue is going to come off of your long form content. So one thing you really need to focus on, this is the most important thing, is building an audience that's interested in watching the content that you produce. Now, I say that because it is really important that you do so, because you'll get to that 4,000 watch hours, you'll get to your 1,000 subscribers, and then if you release a video and nobody's watching it, you're not going to make any money anyway. So I would say, yes, definitely help yourself get to 4,000, but don't put all of your eggs into that one basket of just getting monetization turned on and then thinking everything from there on is going to be a cakewalk, because it's certainly not. YouTube channels take a lot of work, a lot of dedication, especially in this niche, because this niche is a very small niche in the world of YouTube. It's not gaming. It's not comedy. It's not reactions, because I know reactions are a big thing. It's not music. It's silver stacking and coin collecting, and it's an incredibly small amount of people that are actually interested in this content anyway. So it's going to be even that much more work to build that audience. But if you focus on creating content that they are interested in watching, something that's entertaining or informational to them, then you will get people to come back and keep watching every video that you upload, and that's when your channel really starts to grow. And that's when it really starts to matter that you're monetized or not. So yes, absolutely. You can get to those 4,000 hours. You can help get there by doing this, but just don't take your eyes off of the bigger picture, and keep in mind that it is absolutely going to be a lot of work. There were times in the history of my channel where I was doing 80 hours a week just focused on this, not including all the other responsibilities that I had in life, including a job, my wife and family, so on and so forth. So yeah, it's going to take a lot of work, a lot of dedication, and you're going to get burned out. Even if you think you're not, even if you're like, this is the best thing ever, this is all I want to do. I felt that way before myself, and yet I still get times where I get really burned out and I just kind of don't want to go to my studio for the day. So you will get there. Everyone does. I've been doing YouTube actually longer than this coin channel. I was doing a gaming channel years before I started this channel in 2017, and I got that feeling back then just as I do now sometimes. So just keep that in mind, be prepared for it, and give yourself some time off if you feel that you need it. But don't forget to keep your eye on the bigger picture, and that's creating great content that people want to watch, that they find either entertaining or informal, or informational, I should say, not informal, informational, I should say. And you will have a successful channel. So guys, thank you again so much for watching. Thank you for watching Frostbyte's channel. He's such a great guy. And I'm sorry I couldn't be here. Sundays are that one day that I take off completely, but I'm glad I could help out. All right, we'll see you next time.
Now, if that ain't a cool dude, I don't know what is. Anyway, it was really cool for him to do that, and I really appreciate Silver Seeker stepping up to do that. So, but as he said, now there's something very important that he said. Now, I talked to you about long form content versus shorts. Okay, shorts are going to help you get subscribers, okay? But subscribers don't mean you're going to get your watch hours. Your short form content or your shorts, that's this, okay? All right, now your long form content on my channel, that's going to be things like Ships on Coin series. It's going to be talking about whizzing of coins. It's going to be talking about looking at the other information. Now, my live streams are informational, so they follow the exact same format as my long form videos. But not everybody wants to sit and watch an hour or an hour and a half long video. It's different when you're engaging in conversation in a live stream, when you have, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 people there, and you're able to chat and communicate back and forth. It's more interactive. But when it's just you and the content, a lot of people aren't going to want to sit and watch an hour and a half long video. So one thing that I look at when you were talking about this, and I'm going to start doing this more in my stream, you'll see this, is I'm going to do, hey, Lady Bluegrass, thanks for being here. One thing that you're going to start seeing in my content is my live streams on Saturday and Sunday. Sunday is more chit-chatty. We kind of reversed it today and yesterday, because yesterday was the more chit-chatty piece. Today is more the educational, the information dissemination type piece. But I'm going to be taking the key elements of my information on the weekend, and I'm going to be making my normal video content. And then my live streams, I'll leave them available for a little while, and then eventually I will hide them. They will still be there, so they still count towards my hours. Don't delete your content ever. Don't ever delete your content. You can hide it, you can make it whatever, but don't ever delete your content. Okay, that's one thing you don't want to do. Now, so I'm going to be doing that because I want to really focus on people finding my information engaging, and I'm trying to work on more creative content. Whereas a live stream, I'm more worried about reading and making sure things are taken care of and I provide you the most up-to-date information. Oh, I forgot I had Seeker's item in the basement. I was like, Seeker's in the basement. No, he's not. He's actually just his video. But you know what I should do? Okay, I'm going to do this just because. All right, let's go ahead and there we go. And we got Seeker in. All right, we got Seeker in the house. No, I'm just kidding. But it's fun to do the live streams, and it's engaging, right? But you won't see me doing different things in my live streams. Like I won't be doing auctions, or won't be doing gaming. People don't want to watch the stuff after the fact, right? A lot of the content that I provide, they may want to watch after the fact. But again, you really want to focus on your long form content. And so while you may need, hey, Tiger Stacker, good to see you. I saw you saw me a text, but I'm not going to read my text while I'm in the chat. But I saw that there's a real big opportunity for people to be able to get good information within the live streams on the weekends, where it's engaging and I can ask questions and I can be be responsive and have fun, and people can see my face. And where my long form content, I want to be short, punchy, 3, 5, 8 minutes, 10 minutes long, and really target specific information. So you're going to see a slight change in what is on my content. Again, as I stated before, when you look at Silver Seeker's page, you won't see his live streams on his channel. It's only his long form content, because that's what he wants to drive people to. He doesn't want to muddy up his page. So if all you do is live streams, you're going to have a hard time getting viewers to watch some of your information after the fact, because you're not going to get that same engagement that you do with your live stream. But all right, so now there's a bunch of questions that have been thrown in the chat, and I completely have blown past those. So I'm going to go back through and I'm going to kind of scroll through and look at some of these. I can't go up very high. So if you issued a question, I'm going to go back through and I'm going to try to answer some of them, but I can't. There's a lot that I probably missed. So does it tell you your playlist and hours you've gained from those? Now, when I look, so you were talking about Shelby, so you're talking about how many viewers done what. I don't know. In looking at the analytics, I can check that out. If I go back to content and I do watch time hours and I do my secondary chart by subscribers, it will give me the people who have watched, but it will not give me the necessary names. Now, there may be a way to do that, and I can actually look at Shelby. I know there's been a number of people who really, really helped me push my content and get me those last few hours so that I can get to that monetization. So I really appreciate that. Let me check something else. Okay. I just lost my chat. Where did it go? But I don't think I'm able to look at that. I will look at the analytics a little bit more and see and kind of let people know. If I can, then I will make sure the audio is cutting in and out. Anybody else having the issue? Let me do this. Let me turn the music off. Does that help anything? A lot of times audio is good, audio's good, audio's good. Okay. Sometimes it can be your internet if the audio is cutting out and it's good for everybody else. I know me has some issues with his internet on his PC. Him and I talk every once in a while. So let me go back through. So do me a favor. If you entered a question above and you still have that question you want me to answer, please go ahead and enter it now. When channel share live streams, do they also accumulate the same hours? That's a good question. Okay. And the answer is no. Now, the way that works is that if you're on StreamYard, there is a thing when you're sharing your live stream in the upper left-hand corner or upper right-hand corner that allows a person to share your stream. So they can actually click on the button and they can do a simulcast. Okay, a simulcast goes live. Now, that creates a live stream on your end. Okay, so that's only on your end, but it's utilizing the channel information, the server code and everything from the person whose stream it is. So let's say that they have 50 people in their chat. And then you simulcast, but you have 8 people in your chat. Your watch hours are going to be off the 8 people in your chat, not the 50 that are in the main. So it's going to only be in relation to the number of people that are in your given area. Now, sometimes that's not a big deal. Sometimes the person who is the co-facilitator or the co-host can actually have more people in their stream than the actual host of the video or the live stream because of their target base. And so they can actually get more views than you do because of that. They can engage in their own chat. But normally, what would happen in that regard is if everybody wanted to see the chat from everyone, then the one channel that was a secondary would be filtering people back into the primary one. If you're in an auction and you're in a secondary channel, you cannot bid on the primary one because the people in the primary one cannot see you. And so you have to be able to link. Normally, what happens is a link is usually put up at the top. It says click here and it takes you automatically into the normal stream. You can do it, absolutely can do it. But just remember that your chat feature, your chat items will not be exactly the same. Angry Warrior Taco Box, that's why I can't have nice things. It's more just the hours you gain from the playlist. Nick Molnar, take care of yourself. It's good to have you in here. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. You guys, if you don't have Nick Molnar, go check him out. He's pretty close to his next tier. So go suck him up. He's good. He's a good dude. Perplexed Mind says hot girls and videos seem to help for some reason. In many cases, yes, but not always. Yeah, no worries, Nick. You have a good one. Take care of yourself. Out of all the videos, I have the ones with hashtags have the most views. So hashtags are important, right? Putting in the right ones, making sure you set your channel up properly at the beginning. When you upload, do you upload from your phone or do you upload from the computer? Do you have your pre-staging set up so that when you upload a video, you have all of your defaults that automatically go in so you don't have to fill in all the information all the time? There's a lot of things you can do to set yourself up for success, but one thing that you need to understand is that you want to be careful with your hashtags and make sure that your hashtags are prudent to the content that you have in there. Don't be putting willy-nilly stuff in there because you may reach an audience that has no interest in your stuff. They won't click on it. You may get the one, but you want to click. You want to be utilizing your hashtags so that you get the most interest, the most bang for your buck. So when you're utilizing hashtags, when you're utilizing that tag feature, again, you want to be sure you're doing that. The other thing that's very important is if you're going to be tagging somebody, you're going to use the @ sign and then tagging somebody, make sure they're okay with it. Right? Don't spam people. And this is something that a conversation with Coin Crew enlightened me on. And so I will give all the credit to Coin Crew for this portion of the conversation. And that is, he had a couple kids that were doing videos who spammed the heck out of like 100 channels in their description. And all they did was they tagged all these channels. And basically what they were doing is they're utilizing those channels to get views. And they said, hey, go watch these channels. And they listed like 200 channels. Because what happens is they would show up in their algorithm. But you can get into a lot of trouble doing that. People can actually report you. And so you want to really be careful adding people into your. I've got some fly driving around and he's driving me crazy. Hey, vote for Pedro. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you being here. But again, it's one of those things. It's one of those things where you be smart about what you do, right? Don't be throwing people's names in there just because they're big. Like for Silver Seeker, yeah, Silver Seeker made that video for me. But am I going to, post his name all over the front of it? No, I'm going to put him in the description and give him the thank you. Hey, if you don't do this, do this. But I'm not going to tag everybody else that's in that particular group. I'm not going to tag Coin Crew in this. I'm not going to tag Rob Finds Treasure. I'm not going to tag the other folks in there because they had nothing to do with the video. They had nothing to do with that. It's Seeker was the one that did that. So he's the only one that I'm going to tag. And the only reason that I put his name in there is because he told me that I have authorization to do so. So if you want to build relationships with people, get a people's approval before you start doing stuff like that. Number one, it's respectful. And number two, it'll get you out of hot water. All right. Unless it's vote for Pedro, then you can tag him in everything. It doesn't matter. Just kidding, vote for Pedro. Oh, let's see. Angry Warrior Taco Box. I give permissions to spam the hell out of my channel. Well, spamming somebody's channel is only beneficial if they have like content and those viewers want to do that. I'm not going to put all my subscribers into my detail because again, it's going to gum it up. Plus, you guys have tagged people, right? Hey, go check out this channel, and then you tag them so that they get notification of it. They get notification that you actually tagged it. Anytime you tag somebody, they get notification. They can see what you tagged them in. So it's important that if you're going to do stuff like that, you do stuff with tact and respect. We can joke about it here, but it's really important to do that. All right. So do you have any other questions? And again, I apologize. I know there were other people that had questions. Are there any ones that I'm missing? If y'all want to scare everyone away from your videos, tag me. Yeah, Kellen, Mr. Melted. How many views does the chatters have on a single video? So just for fun, how many views does the chatters have on a single video? I'm not following you, Muscle Shell. Oh, you know what? Okay, I'm wondering if this is what you're talking about. Now, there's one thing that has been stated, and I haven't been able to verify it. And excuse my green screen has shifted so you can see the corner. What is the most viewed single video? Oh, my greatest comment video was my 1,000 subscriber GA, without a doubt. Yeah, that my most views on a video altogether was my Henning Nickel one, but my highest chat rate at something like 154 was the 1,000 subscriber GA. My largest short is at 8,400 views or something like that, 5,400 views. My largest single channel video, which was the Henning Nickel, had almost 10,000 views. But I haven't been able to replicate that. I don't know what it was about that particular video that caused that to just explode, especially because I was fairly new. The video quality was horrible. The audio wasn't that great. It just happened to, catch on the algorithm and take off. My problem that I have with mine, and I really got to figure this out. This fly is driving me nuts. I don't know. Might be a mosquito. My issue is my views are very low in retrospect to a lot of people who have the same general content that I do. And I'm having a hard time maintaining above, 50 to 150 views per video. I've got to figure out what it is about the algorithm that I'm not gaining. Now, this is something that I've been trying to understand more and more and more and more. And I watch more and more people. And I'm still confused by this. I don't understand the algorithm. What is it about a video that's going to cause people to engage in watching and liking that? What's going to cause them to click on it? Obviously thumbnail and things like that, and I'm working on thumbnail. But what is it about this that causes that? I don't know the answer. Know the answer. Single video, 985,000 plus over muscle show. Let me check that out. Hold on. Let's pull this up. Muscle show. Man, there's a bunch of people that try to take over that name. Hey, Muscle Shell, do me a favor. Click in and do exclamation point find me, if you would, good sir. There's something wrong with analytics right now. Almost all my analytics are saying data is processing, data is processing, data is processing. All right, so there we go. We got muscle shells. Yeah, there's something screwy going on. That is so weird. Why the hell? Yeah, you got some videos that have done really well. So let's just see. That video that you have, is it a short or is it a full-length video? It's a full-length video, most popular. Man, you got Muscle Shoals rocking. He's got 2 videos over 1 million views. Dude, Muscle Shoals pushing some numbers. Awesome, dude. And that's full-length content. That's awesome. That is awesome. Wild Burrows of Death Valley and Eagle Kills Antelope. 1 million views. Mad Cow Air Bulls, 985,000 views. Okapi, 396,000 views. You're rocking some good views, dude. That's pretty cool, man. That is pretty cool. Yeah, you're dwarfing me in views. I just don't have that content. I just don't have that that number of views. I wish I could. I wish I could get a video to take off. I mean, I was happy with 10K. But yeah, I just, you know, we have such a small niche in the coin and collecting realms. Well, mine specifically, education and numismatics. It's such a small niche that I don't think I'll ever see those numbers. Big channels like Rob Fine's Treasure, Blue Ridge Silverhound, Copper Coins. You get channels like Silver Seeker and stuff like that that they have a ton of view. What's the other one? It's an auction channel, JB Coins. You know, they got millions and millions and millions of views. But will I get there? Maybe in time, right? Maybe in time. But there's a ton of people. How do you decide if your video is a short or not? If it's under a minute and it shows up in the shorts feed, it's a short. It'll have that little S on it, that little stylized S. If it doesn't have that, it's a long form content video. Anything over a minute is long form content. Anything under a minute. Now you can have something under a minute that is long form content, and it depends on the format of your video. If your video is in widescreen, it's not going to show up as a short. Your short needs to be in that portrait mode, and it needs to fit in that particular rectangular window. That is the requirement. If you want to know more about the requirements, then email me, let me know, and I can talk to you about the requirements, setting that up. Especially if you're utilizing an editor or a video editor of some sort, then you definitely need to know that. I'm going to shift this because I don't want. I'm sick and tired of seeing. It's not going to allow me to do it. My door over here driving me crazy. But yeah, you definitely want to uh, look at see if you have that little shorts, that stylized S. If it's there, then yeah, it's a short. Otherwise, it's not. I see people create shorts from the first minute of their videos to people draw people in. Yeah, and you can actually do that. Now on your phone, if you have long form content, you can actually go to your video and then when you click on it, I'll open this up. Let me see here. Hold on. Do 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 do. So open up your My Studio. Click on a video. Doesn't matter which one you do. Right. So you go under content. Click on your item, and then when you click on it, when you go into actually view your video, okay, I'm gonna just click on something. I want to stop it before it gets there. Okay, stop it. There's a couple different things you can do. So when you're in your video mode, you can either click on remix if you have the remix turned on. You have to set the settings up in your video. There's going to be a check mark that says allow remix. Um, if you take that check mark out, then you can't, even yourself, you can't remix the video. So you got to make that check mark is in there, and that's in the settings for that particular video. Or you can actually take a snippet from your video and then share it. So you can actually put the link from your snippet into your community page, or take that snippet and post it into things like YouTube or like Facebook or whatnot. And then that link will be there and it'll take you to a snippet. You see the snippet and then they click on the full length and it takes you across. Um, so there are a couple ways to do that. But hey, what's up, Begotten? Good to see you. Appreciate you being here. What's up, See Happy Chappy? Again, if you came in and I didn't say hi to you, I apologize that I've missed you. But trying to go through a couple things and get some stuff set up and make sure I answer questions appropriately. Frostbyte, I have a video with 350 views and only 31 comments. What helps the most? So engagement in a video depends on a couple different things. Do you ask any questions? Do you ask people for feedback? I don't get a lot of comments. Even in my live streams, I don't get a lot of comments. My chat rate in my live streams are like 6, 8. Silver Seeker yesterday in his auction, his chat rate was probably 250. Cats flying and flying and flying because there's engagement, there's games, there's people discussing, there's people bidding, there's doing this stuff. My streams are more about questions and comments, keep it so interested. But do you know what else drives comments? Disdain. You'll see a lot of people who get a lot of comments because they say something that is something that other people don't believe in. There are people who will say things wrong on purpose. Now, I joke with Paula Bloom all the time about numismatist and numismaticist. I always say numismaticist. I could say numismaticist all the time, and people will say, it's numismatist, it's not numismaticist. That's wrong. Well, good. That's engagement. Right. But that drives me nuts. I do a little bit to do that. But again, it's about making sure that people understand. If people have conflict or if people want to do that, then again, they'll engage. So how do you engage that? How do you do it? It's time. It's there's no recipe for success for that. Not that I found, at least. So I don't know that I'm the right person to tell you how to increase your chat, because my chat rate is slow. Right? My chat rate is slow. But go look at channels that you like. Go look at channels that's going on. Look at how many people they have in the streams. Look at how many people watch their video. Look at the comments. If you see somebody with 200,000 views and they have 1,000 comments. It's simply a numbers game. When you look at your video, I have 200 views. I have 10 comments. My comments per view is higher than theirs. I just have 180,000 less views. So again, it's a matter of looking at it, what your feedback is. And again, there's other ways to do it. Community notice. I discovered that all of my YouTube subscribers and super chats were being charged twice on my card. Once for the correct person, once for a scammer in California. Wow. Really? Wow. Pay attention, folks. Yeah, I wonder how they got that. I wonder if they had wonder if they got your information or if they got something set onto your computer. Definitely watch your charges. Pay attention. You guys balance your books. Know what's going on. Lots of popular channels. That's not far from the truth, Josh. It really isn't. A lot of comments are negative, and uh, again, yeah, you'll see disdain and people who like to cause disruption in peace, people who like to cause a little bit of angst and anxiety in people's lives. Their chats are rife with arguments and strife and stuff like that. Um, People doing stupid stuff, right? Stupid videos where people are commenting on how stupid somebody is. And then sometimes it's fun to watch those comments, and you find those types of streams where it's just comment, 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 comment. Um, a lot of those videos, they're they're not good content. They're funny, or they're watching somebody say or do stupid stuff. Um, but frustration and hate and disagreement, yeah, they are drivers of conversation within chats. You won't see that in my stream. You won't see that in most of my stuff. If somebody gets mad at me, then I'll be like, hey, hey, appreciate it. Thank you for the feedback. Let me know how I can improve. I'm going to take your information accordingly. Frostbyte, do you know how or what YouTube uses to drive the algorithm? No, I haven't a clue. If I did, I would have a lot more subscribers and way more views. If you look at my views per video and my views per live stream, they're between 50 and 150, maybe 200. Whereas other people are having the same general content with not many more subscribers than me that are getting, 8, 10, 12,000 views. I don't know what they're doing to capture it. I don't know what their tags are. I'm not sure if it's better thumbnails. I haven't understood that yet. I'm still working on that. Um, but for me, it's difficult because I'm an education channel. Um, I try to do stuff that's fun and be engaging and, try to give good content, try to have good audio, try to do some good video and stuff like that. But again, it's just one of those things where, you know, I don't know. I wish I had a better answer. It's nice to hear. I had my first big video when I thought people would think it was boring. It went to 1.4K views and about 6 nasty comments on taxes. So here's the thing, okay, Tiger, uh, don't delete comments. Um, if people feel like you're shutting them down, you'll lose them. A lot of those people actually drive good conversation. Look at somebody like Salivate Metal. There's a lot of stuff in there. Now, if it's a nasty comment, where it's foul, it's obscene or stuff like that, leave the negative comments. Okay. They drive, that's exactly right, EMR or MR coins. um, that's exactly right. It drives discussion, and discussion's going to lead to people saying, hey, look at this video. Look at what look at what's being said. And so by deleting that, what you're doing is you're eliminating the opportunity for people to have discussion, who people have genuine thoughts about this. But if you only want your opinion, you're going to lose many subscribers. You're going to lose many people's following. Your views are not going to get engagement because you have to allow people to have their points of view, right? If you shut that down. Now, if they're being nasty, like, look, you rotten turd, this is you're an ignorant fool and you're absolutely disdain and you're scamming people and you're it's like, look, I appreciate that you don't like this, and if you have a personal vested interest in me from a negative standpoint, then let's take that up between us. I'm going to ask you to keep that out of the chat, keep that out of the streams, um, but leave it alone. Leave it alone. Let it stay there. Um, because what people are going to want to know is people are going to want to know how you handle situations. If you're constantly deleting it and you're constantly doing that, uh, what happens when somebody gets into your stream and they rant it? How are you going to handle that? You're just going to kick them out? Sometimes you can, sometimes you should, but people want to know how you're going to handle it. Okay, so don't always delete those because they drive interest, they drive information, and they drive conversation. All right, ladies and gents, my time is coming to an end. We got about 5 minutes before we get over to Coin Crew. So go top off your coffee, grab yourself a bio break if you need to. Ladies and gents, I appreciate you staying in. We've maintained 24 people in the stream pretty much all the way through. We didn't get to the 50 likes. We did get, oops, I just closed my chat window. We did get 2 super chats. William E, Steve Lapointe, $5 a piece. Thank you so much for throwing those super chats in there. I greatly appreciate you guys. Lots of good conversation, lots of good information. Long live coins. Thank you for being here. If you're not a subscriber, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. It's free and it really does help the channel. But just because I do this every once in a while, I'm just going to go ahead and throw this in here. And I'm going to tell you right now, if brown sugar wins, who do we have? William E. Outstanding. William E., do me a favor, send me an email. Me does not win. If me wins, I'm a wingnut. I put that command in there specifically for him. All right, William E., thank you very much. Brown sugar, love you, my friend. Thank you for being in the stream. I'm actually surprised you didn't win. You win all the time. If somebody do me a favor, please throw Coin Crew's link for their live thing in to the chat. I definitely appreciate you. Passion, thank you for being here. It's good to see you. Josh, as always, Nina Swelling, thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate you being here. Lady B, thank you so much. William E, yeah, go ahead and send me an email. You got my information. 75 and pennies, baby. Please understand I appreciate you. Okay, sending me questions and email. I love the engagement. So thank you very much. Ken Stout Live, thank you so much for being in here. I appreciate you. I hadn't seen you in my stream before, but I appreciate you coming in and sharing time with me. Jack Gallman, as always, brother, I greatly appreciate you. Kellen, Mr. Meltit, thank you for being here. Shell Bean, big hugs to you again. Thank you so much, everybody. Long live coins. Be well. Coin Crew's throwing that in there. All right. Y'all have fun. Enjoy yourself. Stay tuned. Watch for the videos. If you haven't already done so, that little bell notification, take it off of personalized. Hit all. That way you'll get all the notifications instead of just a few. Sometimes it resets, and so it's important to do that. All right, folks. See you over in Coin Cruise. Take care. Be blessed. We will chat with you in a bit.